What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a brand new review for The Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 18, Episode 3, you guys. This episode was titled Red Flags and Flag Football, you guys. So, before we go ahead and get into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out of this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us go ahead and discuss this episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County. Shall we? All right, you guys. So this episode, I'm gonna start up with the person who gave me the least in this episode, and that is going to be Gina. So with this episode with Gina, pretty much all we got was her with Travis, right? So you guys remember that Travis and her are going to be moving into separate places. So pretty much with this episode and this scene with Gina, we just saw Travis as he was packing his stuff up and moving. Gina is now wondering if she's making a mistake, but then she also talked about the fact that I don't know if it's his ex-wife or if they're, because I from what I've heard they're still married and they're not divorced yet. But that's neither here nor there. But Gina is saying that Travis's ex is making it difficult for them. She's also talking about the kids needing more space. Travis, on the other hand, is calling BS on that, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I call BS as well. I feel like this is a point for granted. Gina says they can't afford to live in that place, but I think that this, how do you go from living with your significant other to you guys live separately? That's kind of interesting to me. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. I kind of see Travis's point of view because she's talking about the kids being split up. He's like, stop saying the kids, say it's you. And I'm like, he's right about that. And he says that he feels like the kids would still be happy with each other in the same house. And he agrees with the kids, right? Again, like I say, this is Gina's life. I'm not gonna sit here and tell Gina what she should do, but it just sounds kind of interesting, which I get it. The rising cost of everything is making it difficult for people to live. I absolutely do get that and I understand that. But like I said, part of me feels like this is just a cop out for Gina. That's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below, you guys. And so we'll move on to the next person, you guys. And so I guess we'll go ahead and talk about Katie real quick. So while we're talking about Katie, I do want to clear up some things from last week because I think everybody was pretty much confused when it came to Katie and her situation with her kids. But she made it. She did a post on Instagram, or her Instagram stories, and she made it very clear what the situation is. Right. So I'm not gonna. I don't have it on the screen, but I'm reading it. So it says, let's clear this up about my kids. With my first husband, we had Callie, who was 20, Gavin, who was 18, and Max, who was 14. With my current husband, we have one, Bandon, who is 7. So then she says, Callie, Gavin, and Bandon are with us full time. Max chooses to live in Atlanta with his dad more full time, but comes to California for school breaks. And so when she said this week, it made a lot more sense to me. I forgot that Katie said she's from Atlanta. So that makes sense why her son is in Atlanta with her ex-husband. But it still begs the question, why does her daughter feel like she doesn't, feel the way she feels about her relationship with her dad? But then she says, Gavin stayed in our San Diego home to finish the school year. Our 28-year-old niece moved in. He was back and forth between Newport Beach and San Diego. She says Matt also worked from worked from the San Diego home office 3 to 4 days a week with Gavin. She says, I do wish Max was with us full time. Yes, but I am supportive of whatever he thinks is best for his life. So that's that with Katie. So she don't have multiple baby daddies. She has three kids with her ex-husband, and so her and then her youngest son with her current husband. So it makes a lot more sense than it did to me last week. It was really that editing of the episode. But overall, like I said, I still like Katie. Katie is that, I like Katie. I'm rocking with Katie. So with Katie in this episode, we see Katie and Gina. They're meeting up with Sutton. You guys know Sutton from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's interesting that Gina couldn't say that I know Sutton because Sutton's the housewife on Beverly Hills. This is OC. It's interesting, but I know it's the fourth wall. They don't break the fourth wall too often, right? But so Gina says that she knows Sutton because Sutton's husband is the president of where Matt used to work. So that's how she knows her. We find out that Katie and Sutton know each other from Georgia, since Sutton's from Augusta, Katie's from Atlanta, and Sutton's ex-husband played golf. So I guess she was around at one point, and someone told her they felt like she should get to know Katie, and so that's how their friendship developed. Katie also discussed this situation with her and Heather, how she's been around Heather before, but Heather hasn't really spoke to her. But she knew that she was friends with Gina, so she went and followed her on Instagram, liked a picture of Heather's, and then after that, she woke up the next morning, and Heather had tagged her in the photo, and so they were like, "Were you there?" She was like, "No," which that is weird though. So I like a picture of yours, and then do you decide to tag me in it? Is it like you say, "Oh, I see you lurking" or something? Like that is kind of interesting. But overall, like I say, with Katie, I'm still here for Katie. You guys can definitely chime in. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions of Katie. Like I said, so far so good with Katie. I'm rocking with Katie. I'm rocking with Katie. But yeah, I want you to know your opinions in the comments below, you guys. And we will move on to the next person, shall we? Let's talk about Tamara real quick. So there was a scene at the beginning of the episode when they were getting ready for the flag football, right? Tamara, you seem very pressed by Shannon, and I don't understand why. If that was once your friend, why do you seem so pressed by her? Because you're talking about she's wondering what stupid outfit that Shannon's gonna wear, and I'm like, damn, that's how you speak about your friend? With a friend like that, who needs an enemy? But Tamara is stirring the pot. That's exactly what she's doing. So we see Tamara. So it's she, Jen, and Alexis. They all went out walking with their dogs, right? And so she's talking to Jen about the fact that Gina called her a squatter, right? And we'll get to that in a little bit. Now, what I will say that I agreed with Tamara on is the situation with Jen. It's like Jen, you went, and I said this last week as well. Jen is a woman that is 46 years old. You don't know. It's like you're new to life, but you're a fully grown ass woman, and you just seem like someone who is 18 years old, just moving out of their parents' house for the first time, and navigating through life with bills and things of that nature. But you have kids, and my question to Jen is, what values are you teaching your kids? Like, no shade to you, I just wonder, because that's it's like you're living your head, it's like you living with your head in the sand. But Tamara's telling her that she basically doesn't want for Jen to be in a similar situation with Ryan like she is with Will. And I was like, as much as I don't see it for Tamara, I was like, I absolutely agree with that sentiment. Like, you have to honestly grow up at some point, right? Because at one point in this episode, the producers, well, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Now, Alexis. They were talking about Shannon, and this is where I have an issue with Tamara. Granted, I know Tamara is pot stirring, doing what needs to be done for the sake of the show, right? Am I mad at it? No. Do I side eye it? 100%. Because Alexis is sitting here talking about John and her going to this gym that Shannon goes to, and that Shannon, knows the trainer, right? So I guess the trainer made a little sideways comment to Alexis and John. So John got pissed off and said that they were leaving and weren't coming back. And so now John and Alexis feel as if Shannon is the one that got in this trainer's ear. And I was like, okay, that could be true, but let's call a spade, Alexis. You can say that Shannon is doing this and Shannon is doing that, but so are you. You guys are doing things to try to rile Shannon up, to try to piss Shannon off. Like, I can see exactly what Alexis is doing, and it ain't working on me. Because what it is with Alexis, you look desperate and you look thirsty. You look desperate for that man. You look desperate to be on this show. You look thirsty to be with that man, and you look thirsty to be on this show. And you look like a dimwit because John is playing the hell out of you. I don't understand how she doesn't see that John is playing her. Like, he's taking you to do things that places that he's been with Shannon, taking you to places that he knows Shannon frequents. He's doing this for a reason. He pretend. I feel like he wants to run into Shannon with you, so that way he can rub it in Shannon's face. And you're just sitting over here being stupid and going along with it. Like, they could have kept Alexis. They really could have kept Alexis this season, because it's falling flat. I know falling flat for me. I want you guys to tell me, how are you guys feeling with Alexis being back this season? Like, I'm not really 100% feeling her. Like I said, it's desperation, it's thirst, it's everything in the book when it comes to Alexis. But yeah, let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions about that down in the comments below and in the live chat if you're in the chat. And we will go ahead and move on to Emily, because Emily had a big part in this episode, which was shocking because it's Emily. But actually, let's go to where the episode opened up, because we opened the episode up. I should have mentioned this with Gina, but we opened the episode up before. So we'll keep Emily on the screen, but we'll talk about where the episode opened with Gina and Jen, right? So when Gina left, she called Emily on the phone, right? Now, Emily, I got a question for you. Like, the way you've been talking about Jen, I don't get it. Like, where is the venom? Where's the vitriol coming from? Because the way you talking about that lady, like, you would think that she done something detrimental to you. But hey, you feel how you want to feel. If you want to say you're angry at her and doing this to be in solidarity with your friend Gina, cool. It is what it is. Now Jen, on the other hand, she called Shannon up. Now, what I will say is I am on Gina's side slightly. I do think Gina's putting 20 on 10, but that's neither here nor there, right? So we get to the flag football, and the funny thing to me was that they were drinking before they started playing the flag football. I was like, "Ooh, baby, y'all drunk behind's gonna fall out." So so in this scene, I think it was Heather who asked um, Katie for clarification about her family. So Katie cleared it up, which I've already cleared it up, that she was married to her ex husband. I think she said, I think 10 years or something like that. I can't remember what she said, but her ex-husband is the father of her three kids, and then her current husband is the father of her youngest child. So we got that cleared up. So then we see Jen and Gina. They were kind of ignoring each other at one point. So Jen, she told some of the girls about what happened between she and Gina, right? And I was like, Jen, you can't be too upset with Gina, because Gina did do something to help you. Now, Gina, you the stupid one for doing it. Let me just say that. I don't care, how good of friends we are. I'm not gonna put my business and my reputation on the line. I'll do what I can to help you, try to find you something that's in your price range, but to go to the depths that Gina went to help her, yeah, personally it wouldn't be me. But hey, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Now, what I also want to say is when it comes to talking about John Jansen, I really wish it would end, right? But I know it's going to play out since, he and Jesus Jugs are together, right? So I know it's going to play out. But my whole thing is, I guess Shannon didn't hear the conversation about Jesus Jugs and John's sex life. And so Shannon in her interview was like, what kind of pills is he taking? Because I think she said a 65-year-old man. You never know. I don't know. I don't care. I just want to stop talking about John. John is literally giving me Slade smiley tease. He's giving me Slade. That is all I gotta say. But like I said earlier with Alexis, it's coming off very thirsty, and it's thirsty, but then you talk. It's like you talk crap about Shannon, but then you say you want to be friendly with Shannon. So which one is it, Mama? Because the math ain't math, and it ain't adding up with me. So Gina and Jen, they sat down with actually they were all at the table together, and they were talking, right? So Jen is talking about, I don't have a settlement. And I was like, um, Jen, beloved, I get it. You don't have a settlement from your divorce, which currently she does have a settlement from her divorce, but you shouldn't be living your life waiting for a settlement for your divorce. You have children that you have to take care of. Like, you got to be like, okay, while I'm waiting for him and his settlement to come through, let me figure out a way to take care of me and my kids. Let me figure out how to pay my car note, which she said they asked her to get repossessed. She said no, she turned it back in. I was like, girl, that's a hit against your credit, but okay. Like, I just want, it's so interesting when you literally sit and think about it. It's like, girl, you are a grown woman sitting here talking about what you didn't know and don't. I'm like, but you're 46. And I don't forget who said it in an interview, but somebody said it in an interview that, you know, she's saying she's learning things that you would have learned in your 20s. And I was like, exactly. Like, it's blowing my mind. It is blowing my mind. But she and Gina, they smooth things over because Gina told her and the group about the issues with she and Travis. And she says that they aren't breaking up, and she apologizes to Jen, right? So then after that, we see Emily and Shannon. So Shannon is not Shannon, but Emily is doing a boudoir shoot for Shane for their 15-year anniversary. And I was like, do you think Shane don't like that? Because I mean, oh God, when it comes to Shane and Emily, I've never got the vibe that Shane 100%. I ain't gonna say he don't love his wife, but I feel like there'll be times that he just don't care for her like that 100%. These are my opinions. I ain't saying that he don't care for his wife, and I ain't saying he don't love his wife. It just be like the scenes that I've saw, over the years with Shane and Emily. Or you know what? Never mind. I was gonna say something, but I don't know because we did see a scene with him later in this episode. So Shannon once again is talking about Alexis and John, and I was like, Shannon, you're taking the bait, babe. And I hate that you're doing it because she's the situation I talked about earlier when Alexis with Tamara with the trainer. Excuse me, y'all. Well, Shannon is having this conversation with Emily. Do I believe that Shannon may have said something to the trainer? It's quite possible. But then at the same time, in this episode, we also found out that Gina had went to the trainer, and that was when Jesus Jugs was trying to say, Oh, you went to my gym, well, our gym, and my trainer. I realize what Alexis is doing, and Shannon even pointed it out in her interview. What Alexis is doing is, like I said, she's trying to get under Shannon's skin. She's trying to rile Shannon up because she's trying to stake claim to things that she knows Shannon does and that John has now introduced her to, right? Like the Quiet Woman. When I think of the Quiet Woman, which is a terrible name for a restaurant, by the way, but when I think of that place, I think about Shannon and that scene when she went off on that dimwit Kelly Dodd, when she told Kelly to read between the lines, right? When she had three fingers up and she slowly pulled them away to give her the middle finger and told her to read between the lines. And then when she said, "This isn't my plate, you effing bitch." Those are things that I think of when it comes to the Quiet Woman. When it comes to this show, I would never. I'm not saying that she didn't go there before, but when I think of the Quiet Woman, I think of Shannon. I really truly do. Am I saying that Shannon inspired? No, but I see what Alexis is doing, and again, thirsty, thirst bucket. God, that she is getting on my nerves. She is so getting on my nerves. But let me know what you guys think about that. And then the last thing with Emily is we see her with Shane. So I guess Shane had a conversation with his daughter, his her stepdaughter, his daughter, about what she was eating. But then Emily is telling us how Shane always has a big gulp from 7-Eleven. He doesn't eat healthy, but and then she is going to the gym every day. And I really do feel like when it comes to Emily, it's fine to be healthy and be fit and in shape, but that also I also think you have I think you have body dysmorphia. I think you also have a self-esteem issue as well. And I think you probably need to sit down with somebody and have a conversation about that. Just saying. But she also feels like with she and Shane that if they're gonna preach this stuff to their kids, then they need to lead by example, which I agree. If you're gonna tell somebody that they need to be healthy, they don't need to eat this, they don't need to do that, then you need to lead by example. Did she say he goes to In and Out? Oh God. Let me ask this question and then I'm gonna get off of here. To anybody who eats In and Out, what is the hype about it? Because I've tried In and Out burger before, and for me, that food was just nasty. Nasty as hell. But there you guys, that was this episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and also share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.